nice.
Longboard Close, 1975. A YouTuber is on the rise. Reviewing games and sometimes friends used to bug him. Longboard Close, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Longboys Post 1975. Yeah, this is... buckle up. This is going to be a very incoherent, vloggy, random, waffly thingy. Was that even a coherent statement? Video, even by my standards. I'm not really sure how I'm going to talk or express what I want to express or convey in this video. But there is a thinly veiled question down there. Obviously this question is aimed more so at those of us who've been knocking around for a few years than those who aren't, which is, you know, when you first started your YouTube channel, did you still think you would be making videos, you know, doing it or enjoying it all those years later? But yeah, see, I'm really waffling. It's a question that I can and can't answer, and I'm assuming that's probably the same for most of us. Now, as I said, this is going to really get away from me because I don't really know how I want to, you know, as I said, express what I want to express. But there is a reason I want to make this video specifically today. It's not life-changing, you know. It's not gonna make your day or anything. But basically, 3 years ago today, I shot my first YouTube video. Forget that, I'll put a link to it in the doohickey down below. Forget the date stamp on it because it went up on the 17th, but I shot on the 13th. There's a number of reasons it went up, you know, days later. One, I was oohing and ahhing, which is, do I really want to do this? And, you know, the fear of the unknown and what am I, you know, going to get from this? What's going to happen to me? You know, which is, you know, natural apprehension when you do something for the first time. And also the other reason was, I'm not gonna lie, I was all fingers and thumbs and didn't know how to fucking use YouTube at the time. I just had a channel so I could comment. I mean, my channel was set up in 2006, but it wasn't until 2011 that, you know, I shot my first video. But yeah, as I said, I'll put a link to it in the doohickey down below. I would really rather prefer you didn't go and check it out. That's not some sort of clever promotional device on my part for views. From my point of perspective, it's an embarrassing train wreck of a video. But I leave it up because it was my first video, and you know, I do have strong nostalgic feelings towards it. Is it right to use the word nostalgia on something that's only 3 years old? Anyway, sorry, this really is a massive train wreck. Excuse me while I self-medicate. Tooroo. Yeah, so where was I? Yes, when you first started your video, did you still think you would be making, you know, when you started your first video, when you started your channel, do you still think you'd be making videos all those years later? Now, there is a stipulation, and that stipulation is life, because life is more important than any hobby. Life gets in the way of everything, and rightly so, because it is more important. So, you know, lots of people have stopped making videos because of, you know, situations in their life. That's not me brushing it aside, but that's not an answer to this question, because this question is, you know, because if you've had a clear run of it, I should say, are you still surprised that you're making, or I guess the other side of the coin would be enjoying making videos. Now, I started YouTube simply because I'd been watching people like Mark Verheer and Steve Benway, and you know, and at the time I was having my midlife crisis, and I started, you know, recollecting my childhood Mega Drive game collection. And then, I'm not gonna lie, it pretty much comes down to a guy called Crow from the Retro Roadshow. Oh, come back, Crow, we miss you. And I watched his videos, and it looked like he was having such a blast, so much fun, there was so much passion, and I thought, I wonder if I could do that. And it wasn't, well, I guess to some degree, a small part of it was me trying to prove myself wrong, because I'd never done anything like that, ever. I'd always been kind of shy and sheepish and never spoken in front of people. And I consider this speaking in front of people. There may be no audience here right now, but there is an audience out there. And yeah, so I tried it. And as I said, I link in the doohickey, my first video was a rant against EA, which I stand by every single word, because EA are corporate bastards. And I couldn't believe it, but like, people watched it, and I've never, and I always say this, I'm very fortunate, humbled and appreciative to have the audience that I do, to have any audience. I still to this day don't know why people watch me or waste their time investing in, you know, my videos. But again, I've just lost my thread. But yeah, I couldn't believe that people watched it. I was like, wow. And then it kind of started from there, and it was never about self-promotion. It was never about, oh, I want to be watched, I want to be watched, I want to be loved, adored, and validated. It was never about that. It was about, oh my, and I've said this so many times, I'm probably going to rehash quite a lot of stuff I've mentioned in other videos, although quite a few of them have probably been deleted now. It was just about, oh my God, I've got a soapbox. And it wasn't to stand on this soapbox and preach. It was always, and still is, about, at least in my vlogging videos, communication and this two-way process and learning stuff, and, you know, seeing what other people think or what their stance is upon whatever, you know, situation or whatever topic it is you want to talk about. That's always compelled me. I know I do more gameplay videos than I do vlogs. I still have a rule of thumb that I've had from day one, which is I will always do at least a minimum of one vloggy kind of community question waffle type video a week, because that's important to me. I have no real structure to my channel other than that. That's my golden rule, my golden ticket, if you will. But yeah, it's always been about this interplay. It wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't cram in a quick Windy Pops. This interplay of communication and interaction back and forth between myself and you, all you people out there. My God, I'm on 6 minutes already. That's scary. But yeah, so did I still think, if I try and answer the question, that I would be making videos? Well, no, you can't answer that. I mean, I asked that question, but I guess to some degree it's a silly question to ask, because you can't answer that, because even the life sort of stipulation aside, you know, people's taste, you know, it's fickle. It comes, it goes, it changes on a daily, weekly basis. So no, but to some degree I can answer that question, because I do things and always have done things, whether they are popular, whether people like or watch them in any aspect of life, because I enjoy them. And I've enjoyed doing this from day one. Like, I've really enjoyed it. You know, if it went tomorrow, I'd live my life. It wouldn't be the end of the world. You know, I'd move on, and I have a life. You know, I have a job. I have, you know, responsibilities and stuff like that. I mean, working nights and having a noisy ass neighbour and, you know, insomnia issues is a great sort of tool for making videos, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, if it went away tomorrow, I'd take on board what I've learned from it, because I've learned a great many things from this. I certainly think it's made me a better, more confident speaker in public, and has allowed me to stand my ground in places where I'd be more shy or sheepish before. But yeah, if it went tomorrow, I'd move on, I'd live with that. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie, I do really, really, really enjoy it. And because I enjoy it, it compels me to make videos, even though the gameplay videos, which I love making gameplay videos because they're so quick and easy and I enjoy them. And it's not that I like the sound of my own voice, I do. That's a terrible statement. But I watch my gameplay videos back and think, wow, did I say that? I've said it before in a previous video, which is the switch between here, I was going to point there, here and here gets turned off in a gameplay video. And that's why I like making them, because the stuff I ramble, the bollocks that comes out of my mouth, it's 100% honest. You could say that. You know, if I was a police officer and I wanted to interrogate a witness, I'd make them play a video game, and then I'd ask them when they're playing a video game, because I guarantee what they said would be honest. I told you this was going to be a really incoherent ramble waffle, but yeah, what I'm trying to convey here is I enjoy it. When I enjoy something, it compels me to do it. And so I think if it didn't turn out, if I made that first video and no one watched it, because to some degree it is, without wanting to sound arrogant, it is about having an audience, because if you fall upon deaf ears, then I guess you wouldn't continue doing what you do. But so, you know, if no one liked that first video, I wouldn't, you know, carry on. But then I haven't said that, and I always say this before, you know, when people say, oh, you know, oh, I want to be popular, I want to be popular, I want to be this. You don't get to decide what people like. That's out of your hands, you know. And everyone starts from zero, and no one watched me. Again, oh, that sounds like a horrible, arrogant statement. No one watched me, you know, back in the day, you know, 3 years ago. But I enjoyed it, so I just kept going. And as I said, I had no idea why I have the audience I do. You know, I'm not gonna lie though, I am very appreciative to people like Steve Benway for his shout out, and people like Ritz from Review Tech USA for his shout out, and every shout I've received from everyone. You know, because shout outs are important, but that's, you know, my other video series. But yeah, it's, the bottom line is what I'm trying to say, this has really got away from me, is basically I'm surprised that I am still making videos, but ultimately I think my answer to my own question would be, I enjoy what I do. That's why I do it, and because I enjoy it, I keep doing it. So I guess if I ever stop enjoying it, then my videos stop, my channel ends. But I can't see that happening, because simply because I'm really waffling my words now. It's enjoyment is something that compels me. You know, there's very few things in life that give you true satisfaction, and that might be a bold statement for a bloke who sits in front of a camcorder in a room and then posts videos, on a video sharing website. But very few things in life give someone, complete, enjoyment with no strings attached, and this is one of them. So when I started this channel all those years ago, as I asked you, do you think you would still be doing it? Obvious answer would be no. But then, because I've enjoyed it from day one, part of me wants to say yes, I do. You know what? I'm going on record. Yeah, yes, I do, because I enjoyed it, and enjoyment compels me. This is probably the most incoherent waffle I've done in a long time, but I stand by it. And so yeah, interesting to know what you think, those of you who've kind of been knocking around these parts like I have for a few years now. Love to know what you think. Anyway, I apologise for this really getting away from me, and yeah, thank you very much for watching. Oh, and by the way, happy 3rd birthday me. That was supposed to be in it somewhere as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.